Shalom, everyone. This video is about the continued journey of Abram as he left Ur of the Chaldeans in the eastern region of North America, traveling westward. So let's read here in the book of Jubilees, chapter 13, verse 1. And Abram went from Haran and took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, or Lot, the son of his brother Haran, to the land of Canaan. And he came into the land of Ashur and proceeded to Sacheman and dwelt near a great oak. And he saw the land, and behold, it was very beautiful from the entrance of Emet to the great mountains. And Yahweh said to him, to thee and to thy seed I will give this land. And that's law. And it can only be amended by Yahweh. And he has not amended that or changed that. And he built an altar there and brought upon it a sacrifice to Yahweh, who had appeared to him. And he arose from there with the hill Bethel toward the sea west, and Ai to the east, and fixed his tent there. So we see Bethel toward the sea west. Okay, let's take a look. So we see Bethel, ancient Bethel, right here in North America. This is in Illinois, ancient Bethel. So we have Indiana, Ohio. So it looks like Abraham would have been in this region with Bethel to the west. But we also have a Bethel in Ohio. So when we look at Ohio, we can see Bethel to the west. Abram was coming from the east. But looking at Bethel here in Ohio, I see something that I should be concerned about. And I'm going to bring it out in a minute. So, Bethel, here in Illinois, let's continue to read. And he saw, and behold, the land was pleasant and extended and very wide, and everything grew on it, vines and figs and pomegranates and terebinths and oil trees. The question is asked, does figs and pomegranates grow in Illinois? Say yes, both figs and pomegranates can grow in Illinois. Let's read. and cedars and Lebanon trees and cypresses and all the trees of the field, and water was upon the hills. So here, let's see. The question is asked, does cedars, cypresses, and Lebanon trees grow in Illinois? Yes, some cedar and cypress trees grow in Illinois. So we see that the scriptures are guiding us through North America. 6. And he blessed Yahweh, who had led him out of Ur of the Chaldees and brought him to this hill. And it happened in the first year, in the 7th week, at the new moon of the first month, that he built an altar on this hill and called upon the name of Yahweh. Thou art my Elohim, the Elohim unto eternity. And he placed upon the altar a sacrifice unto Yahweh, that he should be with him and should not desert him all the days of his life. And he arose from there and went toward the north. North is very important, because the north we see Hebron, ancient Hebron, right here in North America. This was not named, or this town was not named by the so-called settlers. This is ancient Hebron, right here in Illinois. Now, when we look at Hebron, it's still north, but it's hard to tell of any mountains in this region, because Bethel is still west. But the concern that I have, I'm going to show you as we continue reading. And he arose from there and went toward the north, and he came to Hebron. And Hebron was built at that time. And he dwelt there 2 years in the land to the north of Boa-Lot. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went into Egypt, or Mizraim, in the 3rd year of this week. He went into Mizraim. So let's read in Bereshit. Bereshit, the 12th chapter, starting here at the 8th verse. And from there, he moved to the mountain east of Bethel, and he pitched his tent with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. Okay, now remember this, where Hebron is. Remember this. And he built there an altar to Yahweh and called on the name of Yahweh. And Abram set out, continuing toward the south. And we see Memphis. That's not a coincidence. That's word. You can't make this up. You see that Jubilees and the Holy Scriptures in Bereshit brought us here. This is ancient Memphis. This Memphis was not named after any other place like they want us to believe. It was named from a place or the place in the North African region. But that's not true. This is ancient Memphis, ancient Mizraim. We did not get the name from any lands in North Africa. Let's read. And Abram set out, continuing toward the south, and a scarcity of food came to be in the land, and Abram went down to Mizraim to dwell there, for the scarcity of food was severe in the land. Let's look up Mizraim. Here in the New Strong's Concordance, exhaustive concordance of the Bible. We're going to look up Mizraim. Mizraim 47:14 in the Hebrew Chaldee dictionary. Mizraim 47:14. Dual of 4693. Mizraim. Upper and lower. Egypt. Egyptians, Mizraim. Okay. So let's look up Memphis down in Tennessee. Let's look up Memphis. Because we've been lied to for a very, very long time. So, Memphis. (4644). Memphis, a city in Egypt. 4644. We see Moth, the capital of Lower Egypt, Memphis. moth confirmation. You can't make this up. So, if you've liked the videos, subscribe, push the like button. And with that, I should bid you shalom, peace, and prosperity.